It's the Flow, a Friday night sports show, and netball action continuing on. How good is Jo Franklin's knowledge of netball on the Eyre Peninsula, Flow, man?
She's a knowledge
encyclopedia of netball, that woman.
I reckon too, and I think that we're missing one of our other encyclopedias of netball, Rhianna Freeman, somewhere, I don't know, out in the blue yonder, or perhaps even out in the maybe the desert of some sort, but she's not with us tonight, but she will be on Western Eyre this year.
Indeed, Western Eyre Netball, of course, Midwest and Far West joining together. A couple of clubs from the old Midwest joining what was Far West. They've now coined Western Eyre United, both football and netball. We're going to talk footy later on in the program. But on the netball side of things, round one action gets underway this week. We'll give you the fixtures. Rhianna will have the rundown for us next week when she gets back from a school holiday trip, which is good for her and the clan. Canibba, they host Sejuna Blues out at Canibba in round one action there. The West Coast Hawks are at home in their first game of the new competition. They welcome Thevenard to town. That should be interesting.
Yeah.
And what about the road trip for Western United? They'll hit the highway and they'll go and they'll go and they'll keep going. They'll get to Sejuna and then they'll keep going some more. Off to Wirrala, the Bombers hosting Western United Tigers. Good luck to those girls, all hitting the court. Plenty of grades going on this year too. So we've got the 4 senior grades and the 3 junior grades, 7 up and going in a 6-team comp. Very strong competition now, that one at Western Eyre.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Everyone's so excited. The girls are excited just as the guys are. 170k from Penong, and then some of their players come from the other side, right out to Nundroo. Another 150k, some of them will come in from that far to play at Westies. That is just a phenomenal commitment. Down to Wirrala they go, and that will be a fantastic opening to Wirrala and their first home court game against a formidable foe. I reckon those Westies girls will be out to start with the win, but look out, the Wirrala A-graders have been premiership material in past seasons. Of course, the last 2 seasons of the Midwest Netball have been won by the Western Districts girls, but before that, Wirrala were the dominant side for a number of years.
Yes, Cindy Best and our very own Bronny Workman going at it. Go, Bronny.
Yes.
That should be a good clash, that one. Moving on to other netball competitions that are getting underway this weekend. There's one to talk about in northern areas. Broughton Mundura hosting Orroroo at Port Broughton. Crystal Brook, the Chooks will hit the road to Wilmington and take on BMW there. And Southern Flinders, the Tigers, also on the road to Jamestown in round one action in the netball there.
And it's an indoor court. They've just finished at Jamestown, and they're holding their netball matches indoors for that senior game. So that's fantastic for the girls. Much higher level, a better surface again, and obviously when it gets really cold and raining, which everyone up there is actually hoping for, yes, then it can be just nice and sedate to be indoors.
Speaking of indoor venues, I reckon they've got one on Yorke Peninsula too somewhere. I'm going to find out more information about that. I know the Macca's Cup used to get played there between associations in the indoor venue, somewhere around there. If you do know where it is, because I'm not sure, send me an email to news@flowfm.com.au and I'll give it a plug. What I can give a plug to is the results from round one of matches in Yorke Peninsula Netball last week. Butte, they started really well against Wallaroo, who can only muster 14 goals in their A-grade clash last week, 37-14. Other matches, Flowman.
Yeah, my Cougars girls.
Yeah.
Oh, look out for the Navy Blue girls. They are fantastic at 45, beating Parsky with 31. Kadena, 71. That is a good start to the season, beating their rivals Ardrossan 49.
I'm going to tip that this is where the indoor venue is, because that, to me, has got indoor score written all over it, Flowman.
Could be. I think Kadena would have a regional centre for that. And the Southern Eagles went down to Moonta, 42 to Moonta, 31 to the Southern Eagles. But across the day, a pretty good senior set of matches of netball there played in the first round in the Yorke Peninsula.
Interestingly enough, I'm looking for round 2 of matches there, Flowman. And as you can see, round 1 completed on the 10th of April. Now, I don't know if this is a typo on the website, but it says round 2 is being played on a very Anzac Day. Now, I don't know. So I think, you know what we'll do? we'll just move on and talk BLG netball. So Senior 1 competition, Angaston 29. They went down to Barossa District 67. Tanunda Flowman in round 1. They went down to Kapunda. The Bombers flogged them 66 to 26. And Williston 23 went down to Gawler Central 55. So some pretty big scoring and high margins there. But there was one game which bucked the trend. What was it?
Yeah, the draw. And this is Newry and South. And South are a good side. So Newry might have improved in BLG netball, but certainly Kapunda and Gawler Central, two of the teams to watch this year. But don't be surprised Barossa are not right up there. And maybe those two drawn sides could be drawing around about at the end of the season in that top 4 or top 5 battle.
Well, they could be. Let's have a look at the round of matches to come in Barossa Light and Gawler netball. Barossa District taking on Newry Ut Par. And if you have a look at the results from last week, I don't know who's going to win that one. Barossa District's had a big win. Newry had a draw.
Favourite. Yeah, I think Barossa District start favourite, but Newry will come at them. There is no doubt. Freeling get their first match of the season playing Gawler Central. Now, the Freeling girls have been struggling for numbers right across their sporting code in both footy and netball, I believe. They're looking at the younger grades, wanting some players. So get out there and play if you can. Gawler Central should win that one.
They should. Kapunda should win the next one too against Williston. This will be a cracking game though. Don't worry about that. But I think the Bombers girls are up and going early and they'll win that one.
Yeah, it should be good. And then the final match is South taking on Tanunda, and that'll be a good match. I think Tanunda improved, but I think South might just have their measure at the South Gawler Riggs Reserve Courts.
Indeed. That is a look at some of the netball competitions across our great state. We've got some more to come. K&T netball soon. We'll also have a look at what's going on in Mallee netball with Nicole McMahon coming back. It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show.